of the house, Pam.
Let's come through the port.
Welcome to the 8:30 game at the Potomac Curling Club, Cherry Blossom Bonspiel. We have team skipped by Diana Black with Odessa, Bruce, and Howard from the Potomac Curling Club against Samurai Spirit, skipped by Terry Smith with Linda, Bill, Pam, also from Potomac. Right now we got Mark throwing yellow rocks. We will try our best to update the other games as scores are hung. We are just now in the middle of the first end on seconds rocks here. Or no, still lead rocks.
And this is the 9th draw here at the Cherry Blossom Bonspiel. This is the last round of pool play. So tonight's the two more games tonight, and the draw or two tomorrow morning will wrap up pool play here, and we'll start to figure out who our event contenders are moving forward into Saturday. Looks like Diana's looking for a guard here right now. Since they don't have hammer, they probably want to protect that shot stone.
Fun fact, this team is made up of 2 dads and their daughters.
They could have called it Daddy-Daughter Curl.
They really could have.
That would have been adorable.
Sweepers are on it.
Guard came a little bit deep. Looks like they may be looking for a double, pop those two stones out. Sweepers are on it pretty hard to hold down the line. Looks like they'll get them both.
Yeah, looks like both are coming all the way out of the house. That leaves two red.
It's a great hit by Bill. So red's now looking to take that yellow stone back out. Trying to maintain at least 2 in the house, not leave anything easy for the yellow team to double out. And they'll want to hit this yellow stone on the side so that it doesn't knock their red stone out the back. Looks like the line's pretty good. It's a good sweep. They should get it most of the way out, won't take it completely out. Oh no, there it goes. Oh, just a quick color update on sheet C. We accidentally had the rocks reversed. So red are on sheet C are China, New Jersey margaritas, and yellow are But My Mom Says I'm Cool out of Philadelphia.
Definitely some creative team names at this spiel.
I do really love it this year. Sometimes it can be tough to come up with a creative name. I think Sticks R Us over on A might be one of my other favorites. The entire team is composed of stick curlers. So Odessa here is looking for a hit on this red stone at the back of the house.
It's moving nicely.
Oh, nope, sorry. Called that wrong. Just freezing down to it.
Diana and Odessa recently back from the U18 championships. They made a great showing. Did not make it to the championship game, but we're very proud of them.
Yeah, them along with 2 other members from the club.
Linda Kirkman with her signature Bonspiel funky headwear.
I love that she has new stuff for every spiel, almost every spiel too.
I really don't think I've ever seen a repeat.
No, the holiday ones sometimes, but that's it. Linda's got a nice draw here, right down to that red. Oh, just a little deep.
Diana's gonna try and switch.
Looks like they're gonna still be shot. Now Diana's calling for them to just sit right on top of that one. Try to stack up the house a little bit, maybe force them just to take 1 instead of 2. Really hard on the sweep right away.
Looks a little light.
Yeah. Looks like just a guard out of that one. It's not quite where they want it right now. So they might want to leave that line open for them to come down to later. And it looks like red now is going to block up the draw on the other side.
And if you happen to be watching and wondering who the weird guy in the back is with the stopwatch, that would be our ice technician who is checking ice conditions. Also my husband.
Always perfecting the ice.
So Stacy, what is he looking for when he's checking the ice conditions?
He's timing the rocks. He's looking for kind of standard time across all of them, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. But he does time after he does. There was a scrape earlier today. This is, I think, the second game without a scrape, so making sure that you're getting the quality ice that we promised. But I think overall he's looking for consistency. And Diana's coming down.
Looks like she's gonna go to draw around the other side here. Try to sit down on that shot red stone that's sitting on the back of the 4-foot circle there.
Sweepers on it pretty early. Looks like that's going to be a little light.
Just a little short. It can be pretty tough early in the game, too, to try to figure out the right weight, the right line, especially when the ice isn't quite broken in yet.
I've always thought that's difficult for the skip to throw the last rocks, as they haven't had a chance to run with any of them
Right.
yet.
And they've often been standing still for quite a long time. Be a little chilly. I think Terry's going to look to take that same line. Probably draw back in.
And if he's a little light and gets the guard, more beneficial for him than for
Yeah, it doesn't really
Diana.
hurt him at this point, other than he probably wants to because he's got the hammer. I guess he could always promote as a second shot later on.
This looks to have some weight on it. Sweeper's on it anyway. It's pretty wide though. Not sure this is coming back as far as he wants.
Oh, it looks like it's going to be in. In pretty close to the tee line. I wonder if Diana can do a little hit and roll in off of that one.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's yellow in the back is second though. Second shot.
Yeah, but she could still, if she hits and rolls to the center, right? She makes it awfully tough for Terry to get a point.
Absolutely. And it does look like that's what they're calling.
Calling for the sweepers all the way.
It's a little narrow.
Oh, it hung just inside.
Yeah. So I'm not totally sure here who's second shot.
Looks like it might be that Yellowstone in the back. It's
Yeah.
always a little tricky
Just
on the camera.
angles,
Yeah.
But I think they're going to just try and draw in.
Yeah.
Make sure they have the two.
Yep. Yeah, they definitely at least have one. They probably have a good read on the draw from the last one. It looks like Sheet A has finished their first end. We'll keep an eye out for a score.
Sheet C has also finished their first time.
All right. Moving right along here. Right, back on B, Terry has taken his last shot here.
On A, it looks like red scored 3.
So red is a very well named No Idea.
And on sheet C, it's 1 point for, but my mom says I'm cool.
It looks like either, not quite sure. All those stones on B were pretty darn close, those red stones. But it looks like the Vices came to a decision without a measure, and it's 1 for red on B. So Diana and her team were successful in holding Terry's team to just a force of 1 point. Optimally in curling, when you have the hammer, you're trying to get 2 points. So you get a stone, hopefully shot early on, and then you use your skip/shot to try to get that 2nd point.
All right, we had a question, Craig. What are you measuring? What are you looking for on your time measurements in the back?
Measuring a hog to the stop, so measure from a hog line after the release to where it stops, and that tells you about the speed. We're wanting to look for a speed of about 24 seconds, but we're getting 23, a little slower after a few draws.
There you go.
There you go. Answer from Master Ice Tech and actual rocket scientist, Craig
Yes.
Marquardt.
Physicist.
Physicist.
Astrophysicist.
He's just being humble.
This club does have a lot of doctorate degrees in it.
It's
a smart
kind of
person's
scary
sport.
and very impressive.
Yes.
And a score update on sheet D. It's 3 points for 6 sheet to the north.
So it looks like generally the red rocks are good to have tonight so far. All right, here we go with Mark. 2nd shot.
They're trying to take out
Looks
this
fast.
one in the house.
Looks like it's a little narrow.
There's some very hard sweeping happening.
Well
And that should
swept
be
by
enough.
Odessa and Bruce. Terry's going to ignore that, go for a guard. Can be kind of tempting to hit those stones out early on, but the downside is it forces you into this hit game. And once you miss a hit, it makes it really easy for your opponent to put 2 stones in the house, and then you can really get yourself into some trouble. The other nice thing about curling early on, these first 5 stones have this free guard zone. And so if the stones are placed at a guard, which is what Terry's looking for right now, he's looking for a guard stone outside of the house along the center line. Those stones can't be removed early on. You have to wait until the 6th stone before you can start whacking those out of the way.
Actually, I heard that is on Netflix now. There is a series that covers the game that invented the free guard zone rule. I have not watched it yet, but I've heard it's pretty fun.
So I have watched it. It's
Ah.
very entertaining.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you're interested, it's a Netflix series called Losers, and I think it's the fourth or 5th episode.
Yeah, 4th episode, yeah. It's the
Yeah.
1985 Briar.
Yeah, it's a really interesting little, the whole series is really interesting, actually, kind of going over how losers in a sport really kind of change the game for the better, really. So
But they didn't forget about curling.
didn't forget about curling. The stone's gonna just, looks like it's gonna settle right back down on the tee line here, a little bit behind. At this point, it's good to keep the stones separated, make it difficult to take them out together in the same shot. Terry looks like he might be looking for another guard. Yep, wants to close up the center line. Here's Bill with his first shot. Oh, second, nope, first shot, that's right. First shot. Looks like it's gonna be a little farther outside than Terry was planning on. A little bit deeper. That's gonna just bite the top of the 12-foot. Looks like Diana doesn't want that, gonna want that to stick around for very long. She's gonna double check her line, make sure she doesn't knock out her back Yellowstone there.
Going for a bumper weight hit. Sweepers on it early. Line looks all right. Should be a pretty nice shot.
So this is a pretty fun spiel for us here at the club. This is our last big event of the year. We actually only have about 3 more weeks of ice, and then we very sadly turn off the chillers and all recover from the season.
After we destroy the ice for fun.
After we destroy the ice for fun.
And if you've always been mad at the ice all year for all of the picks and valleys and everything that caused your rocks to go a different direction, it is really fun to get a magic marker and write things all over the ice.
It's also hilarious to see people ice skating on the ice, because at like any other time of year that would make you like sick to your stomach to see ice skates on the ice. But the shenanigans are quite fun at the end of the year.
Yes, yes they are. And then we just melt it.
And then we just melt it. And then it looks really hilarious in the ice shed come 2 weeks later.
So we are up to 8 viewers right now. We know we're not as exciting as the people from before, but hey, we'll take your comments and and answer them.
I like your faith in us, Paul.
We can't all be Michael Ray.
We are not all Michael Ray.
Yeah, we're not all Michael Ray or Nick Datlow, but and Kyle Snyder, but we can do our best.
Diana's just looking for a guard here.
And we've got Craig Marquardt, again, the great ice tech. He's standing by, so if you have ice questions, send those in to the chat. And we'll play Craig down, and Craig will answer those questions for us.
I got some bulk. I'll look it
Yeah.
up. Also, he just brought me a cookie, so I'm very happy.
We also there are actually a few cherry blossoms open this year down in Washington, D.C. So
They're
sometimes,
getting there.
yeah, sometimes the cherry blossoms are a little after the spiel. Sometimes they're a little before the spiel. This year, we're a little early. We still got some blooms going already.
We've had a lot of rain.
Oh my gosh, it's rained so much.
It is a rainy day here in the nation's capital.
Ah, yes, a fine tradition in curling.
Just had a broom shooter here in the club.
I believe that is a triangle team.
I like our friends from Triangle.
Ooh, went right through the gap there on that stone.
Just flashed it.
It's the kind of shot you couldn't do again if you tried.
I know, right? The field goal, except you don't get 3 points here. So it looks like Diana just wants to block it up again. I think with 4 in the house, she's feeling real good right now. Doesn't want to get too greedy right now, especially considering she's got hammer. Yeah, just looking for a guard from Odessa.
One of the fun parts about this spiel is that we really do get teams from all over. We've got at least 2 from Canada, Wisconsin, all the East Coast.
All over the East Coast.
All over the East Coast.
Oh yeah. It's actually unusual. So these are both hometown teams, Potomac Curling Club teams, and to have them play against each other is actually pretty unusual.
We do limit the amount of teams that can come from our own club.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it's always fun. Little hometown showdown.
Did that get over?
It
Yes,
did get
just,
over. Yep,
just
it's
over.
definitely over.
Just,
It is a good guard. Not quite where they were looking for,
but the line is
but it is
helpful.
still there. Terry's going to look to take at least one of these out. Not sure. I don't have quite the right angle to see if there's a line there on a double.
Yeah.
Based on where there's kind of a guard on the center line. You can't see it on the overhead view.
Called on her sweep real early.
Really early.
I don't think the double's possible here. It would be super tricky. I think he's just going for that second shot rock to.
Yeah, and that rock's moving awful far. Oh.
That just skinnied by that front guard. Oh, and it's going to go right through.
Oh, wow.
It ticks the last one a little bit.
We've all had those. No fun.
So Diana just looking to block up the front a little more, sitting 4 in the house.
It does feel odd to just sit around and talk about curling instead of scurrying up and down the ice. It is warmer in here, though.
True,
I
and
do
you get
like
to sit
that.
down.
You do get to sit down.
And people bring you snacks and
People bring
drinks.
you snacks.
Highly recommend webcasting as a volunteer opportunity.
They are on that real early and very, very hard. Oh, that's a struggle.
Oh, it's real light, really light. I don't think it's getting over.
Nope.
Yep, they throwing the towel on that one. Never feels good to hug a rock.
No. For those of you that are new to the sport, let's see what view we're looking at right now. That thick blue line that you see kind of ahead of the houses, it's on both ends, that's the hog line. The rock has to make it over that line or it's out of play. So it's like it being out of bounds. Has to make it over that line. On the other end, when you're delivering the stone, you actually have to let go of the rock before you cross that line, or else then you're cheating.
Odessa's friend from juniors program giving her a hard time from the warm room. We do have a strong juniors program. They're a pretty tight-knit club.
They're also wonderful.
They are.
Every single one of them. So Terry's going to look for this hit again. He really wants to at least get a few of these stones moving. He doesn't want to leave 4 in the house for Diana right now. And it looked like they had a line on it last time. It just overcurled a bit. Maybe it was narrow out of his hand or just didn't quite get it the first time. So
Yeah, there's definitely a line to hit at least the second shot rock. You might get a ricochet that could push that shot rock a little bit, but
I don't know if you can get inside of it.
There.
Yeah.
He's coming at this with a lot of weight.
Well, it's going to hit something. Looks like he's going to take the guard right off the front here.
Ooh,
skinny. Beautiful
Look at that,
double.
and he got
Look
the
at
double.
that.
With enough weight, I suppose anything's possible.
Yeah, there you go. So he rolls away. So Diana still has 1 here. She's going to look to hit that red stone sitting second point and roll inside. There is still the red guard up in front on the center line, just off the center line.
And there's the yellow still sitting in the back. So if she can get this red one out and stick around.
Yeah, then she sits 3, and this is hammer? Nope, not quite hammer
Not
yet.
quite.
This is Diana's first shot.
There's a jam possibility here, though, if she ends up nosing it.
There is a jam. Looks like a good sweep for the line here. Ooh, looks like they might hit the nose and jam theirs back out.
That is not at all
and roll
what
red
that
to
one
shot
was.
stone.
And I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of sitting right behind a guard on the center line. That was not the shot they called.
So a bit of a turn of events for Terry here.
Yeah, instead of going against forcing against him, he's now sitting shot rock.
I was trying to see. I didn't see what he called. It looked like he might. I don't know if he's going for the guard here or to draw down. He's got some coverage from the front red guard stone right now.
Yeah, I think they're just going for something on that line. They really just have to touch the 8-foot to make that second shot.
They do,
so.
yeah. So sheet C wrapping up. Looks like another point for yellow. On pretty early again, keeping the sweepers pretty busy tonight on this sheet. Nobody's gonna go home cold.
This might overcurl. Although splitting the guard's not the worst outcome here.
Ooh, but if they leave it open.
Oh, that split a little more than I thought.
Yeah, so now they've left that red wide open. So Diana's gonna wanna take a look.
And this is
hit this stone out. Yep, here's the hammer shot. And if she noses the stone or even takes a little roll, she sits 3, no problem.
A little split would have been good. Those went a little farther.
Yeah, they went a little quick. Like sheet D's finishing up their second end. It's at least 1 for red, maybe just 1.
I think it's at least 2.
Oh, it's at least 2. There's another one hiding over there.
They're looking at the third rocks.
Yeah.
Trying to figure that. All right.
Let the
out of
Vices
Diana's
figure that out.
hand. Odessa calls the sweepers on.
Oh, they got to hold that line.
Yeah.
Oh, they got to hold that line.
Oh.
Not overdo it, though. Looks like it's all there.
Does, and it
Great
sticks
shot
around.
from Diana.
2 for
That would
Sakurahana
be-
Sakurai.
3.
3? Oh, I didn't see the
3.
one in the back, yeah.
Yep. Always those ones in the back.
So yeah, for our at-home audience, we actually have this pillar in between sheets B and C that is also right in our faces. So there's a lot of leaning back and forth involved, trying to see what's going on the different sheets. Oh, we have a measure over on D. Oh, that's exciting.
Sheet C did hang the score. It looks like yellow got 1. So yellow now has 2 on sheet C.
And on A, it was 1 for Sticks Are Us in the second end. So 3-1, no idea to Sticks Are Us on A.
When I read that earlier, I thought it was like no idea. I did not see the pattern in the name for redstones on sheet A. And I was like, oh, they got crafty and they took the space out.
We'll keep an eye for a measure here over on D. Let you know what the result is.
Over on B, Pam's getting her first shot ready. After a little counsel from teammate Linda. Here's Pam's shot.
And on D, it is 3 points for red.
For red, yeah.
6 sheets north, I believe. Oh, sorry.
Well, they
get
have
you-
6 points, and they're 6 sheets to the north. There you go. That's why they named themselves that.
So 3 for 6 sheets to the north in the second to give them a total of 6.
I believe they're from the Ottawa Curling Club, which has 6 sheets.
Oh, no. See, that makes too much sense. No, no.
I recently went to the Ottawa Curling Club. It is absolutely lovely.
Yeah? And it has 6 sheets.
It does.
Are there 2 clubs in Ottawa?
There are about 100 clubs in Ottawa.
No, not Ottawa. I was thinking that was very stupid.
The friend I was visiting in Ottawa, I was like, oh, there should be a curling club near here because I saw a guy with a curling broom, put it into Google Maps. Within 2 miles of her house, there was literally 5 curling clubs. And none of them were the ones that she curled at. So she curled at one that was 3 miles away.
Only 3 miles away.
And she's actually here playing in this. Cherry Blossom. The Granite Curling Club of Ottawa is where she curls.
Ah.
But I believe these guys are from Ottawa Curling Club. 6 sheets to the north. But yes, Canada. Friends to the north, very big fans of curling. Very happy they came down to join us.
So after that takeout by Sakura Hana Zakarai, we've got a yellow biting and next shot coming up. Far guard for that shot.
Yeah, right here. Touching red over here, top 4.
Little skipping from the hack from Mr. Bruce. He's also one of the coaches of the juniors team. We're looking for a draw here. Looks like it's kind of sailing.
Looks like it might be okay.
Yep.
Little top 4. Just a little bit of the top 4.
It's mostly behind cover. Still
Yeah.
hittable, but tempted
It
a
looks
little
like
bit.
Terry's gonna, draw right down to it.
Terry's calling for the takeout.
All right, Bill's getting ready to shoot.
Looks like that stone's a little wider than they were looking for.
Not a lot of handle on that. Oh, but
Oh, wow.
weird ricochet.
With a wick off the yellow guard, it nails that yellow shot stone anyway.
There's no way that was the called shot.
No. No, but that would be awesome if it were. We'll just give them credit. That was what they called.
Absolutely.
It's definitely what they called.
Sometimes you get that right little nick. And that was pretty impressive.
Wait on it again, wait on it again.
Bruce is going to look to hit and roll in off of that red one. A hard sweep to the finish. See if this holds on. Just a nose hit. There's a good chance Terry's going to come after that one again. Up, so Bill gets another shot at the takeout, coming from the other side of the stone this time. If he gets a crazy wick twice in a row, I think he should buy a lottery ticket.
Absolutely, or at least buy a raffle ticket.
At least. Lots of raffle tickets and lots of super awesome raffle items.
Yes. And
Tiniest roll to the inside.
sitting right on the center line. Dan is calling for the hit and roll. Odessa's first draw. Diana's calling sweep, 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 and they were not sweeping.
It was interesting. She did still get a hit in the nose. I think she still wanted a little roll inside.
Yeah. I think Terry's just going to take that out. That would be interesting team dynamic, yelling at your dad to do something.
Right? I'm sure she's never done that before.
I think she does that all the time. Interesting part of curling with family. You get to scream at them and it's completely acceptable.
It's great. You get to scream at your family, your friends. You usually aren't screaming at your opponents. That would be rude.
Correct. But oh, so much fun to scream at your friends.
Yes. Are they just looking to draw here? Looks like it.
Looks kind of light.
Yeah, looks a little narrow too.
Yeah.
No, not light.
Linda Kirkman's rocks have a unique way of getting where they need to, despite the fact that they never look like they're going to get there.
Yeah. Looks like Diana's going to sweep this right out the back, though. Just a little quick on that stone. Looks like Diana's sitting 2 right now.
Looking to block that drop.
Yeah,
path.
close that drop path up. Odessa is going to come down and get set.
Her teammates in the warm room are reminding her of her hog rock before she gets up there. Not very
inspiring.
Not very
Yeah.
not very inspiring. Oh, teenagers.
It's a mark of true friendship. You can trash talk your friends as you support them.
I don't think this one's going to hog.
I don't think so. We shouldn't announce or curse it, though. What if it had picked then? Oh, I would have felt terrible.
My pattern tends to be to hog the rock and then throw it through.
Ah, yes.
The classic
Classic.
Oh, but it's
overcompensation.
gonna
Oh,
be, yeah,
she
she
overdid
threw
it.
it through.
Oh, we're going to have to blame her warm room friends for this one.
Yeah, definitely her warm room friends. Okay, so one of the mothers of a junior would like to start an online debate as to whether Odessa and Hudson should go to prom.
Oh, this just got way too cute.
Feel free to weigh in the chat window. Hudson would be the one who's giving her a hard time about the hog rock.
Odessa's mom, if you're out there, I don't know if we should apologize.
But it is Hudson's mother that's bringing this up. You two can discuss it later.
Or in the chat.
So, little history, I played on a team with Hudson and Odessa all half last season.
You did, that's right.
I did. I called it my Sweet Valley High team.
Oh, it's too cute.
And I'm going to have to agree. I think it would be too adorable if they went to prom.
They couldn't wear their curling shoes.
No,
It'd be a little
no.
too dirty.
Well, if they have their grippers on, it'd be okay.
There we go.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be safe. Just wash their grippers afterwards. That's what our ice tech always tells us.
Would be adorable. Oh, the days. Although I married somebody I met curling, so you know it can happen.
It does. Yeah, it does happen.
It does happen. All right, looking to draw it around a little bit. They're debating whether or not there's enough room with the guards in front. Some discussion happening here.
I wonder if you could get like a tap on the nose of the red one. Could you get around the of the yellow? Could you get around the red guard enough to do that?
I think you definitely could.
Yeah.
I think that path is there, and I think that's one of the options they're talking about. I mean, that is shot right now. So
Well, they're 1-2 actually because they have that biter on the corner.
that biter, but that one in the front is shot and incredibly exposed. So
Yeah.
you come behind it or tap it up and sit in front of it. I think are the two shots. It looks like they're going to try and draw behind it.
So looks like Diana's getting set here. And sheet A has just finished their next end. And it was 1 for yellow, so it's still 3-1, no idea, but Sticks R Us is making a good steady push for a comeback here. Back to B, Diana's getting ready to deliver her stone. Oh, Odessa's calling them all over this rock. All over this rock. We're simultaneously trying to get our webmaster to also start talking in the chat. She's so far refusing.
Well, they did succeed in guarding their shot rock, but I don't think that was quite the shot they wanted.
No, I think they wanted a little deeper than that.
For sure. It does make that shot rock pretty hard to hit.
Yeah. Terry's got a couple options right now. He's got a draw path. Might have a hit and roll on the yellow that's hanging out on the side of the house right now. But it looks like Diana's convinced him not to look at that center shot yellow stone right now. So they're looking for the hit and roll or the draw. Looks like the draw. Linda's standing farther back than I thought she was.
I'm thinking the draw.
Yeah, it looks like it. From over here, it looks like she's lined up right next to that Yellowstone. Yeah, it's going for the draw here.
She had sweepers on pretty early.
Oh, yeah.
It's looking, it looks
All
light
over
from
this
here,
guy.
but
I guess they could tap the red back.
we're at a weird angle. There is a tap back there.
No,
I think it's
doesn't
gonna
look
hit it at just the weird, not a good angle. Although.
Oh, there it is.
Whoa.
Not the shot they were looking for, but the result they wanted.
After that ricochet shot in the
I know.
beginning, the luck on this team.
Diana's got a, it looks like she's going to try to draw on the outside, which can be a little tricky, especially when you haven't played on the outside of the sheets very much. The ice can be a little bit slower, more like it was earlier in the game. But at this point, she has to, it looks like she's got to get halfway into the 8-foot circle, and they'll be sitting 1. Doesn't seem like she has a good way to try to find 2 in this end.
But between that last shot and the ricochet shot, proof that anything can happen with rocks in this game.
Any rock, any end.
Sweepers on it real early. Odessa calling hard line and hard weight. That's not a good sign.
No. They might be a little, they have that Yellowstone, but I don't think they can promote that one.
Oh, they might sneak around.
Oh, just around.
Wow.
Oh, it's got to slow
but
down.
gonna
It's
be
got to
too
slow down.
heavy.
Oh, no.
They had to sweep it to get around that guard.
They really
too.
did. Yeah, they didn't have much of a choice. Because if they direct down that guard, I wouldn't have gotten anything either.
All right, misses hammer. Terry's going to figure out how he might be able to get 2 here.
This is going to be pretty tough. It looks like you might have to either kind of squeak in between those 2 red guards or maybe tap something up.
I think they're going to try and skinny in between.
Oh, very exciting shot on sheet D.
Or very excited people. I actually didn't see the shot.
You know, that's true. Both are good. I embrace both in curling.
It's always fun when the other team is cheering just as loud as you are because it was that good of a shot.
Yes. I feel like it's important to compliment good shots whether or not they're on your team.
The one time I cited someone for excessive celebration, they were actually celebrating the other team's shot. I was like, excessive celebration is against the rules of curling. She goes, but it wasn't my rock, it was the other team. It's like, the rule stands. All right,
It's like the friendliest thing to get in trouble for, too.
absolutely.
So they're on pretty hard.
I don't see
Looks
how
like
this
the promote.
maybe
can't
it'll
see the-
promote. I think it's going to promote in a weird direction.
Yeah, it
though,
is.
But it
Oh,
might be good enough.
there it
Look at
is.
that. All right, that's 2 red.
So 2 for red at the end of the third end here.
Interesting end with 2
Very interesting.
kind of shots that were not the called shot and ended up working out pretty
Yeah.
well for him.
It's really fun to see good plan Bs though, or C or D or E or
the
whichever
one
plan you're
you
on.
didn't even know was there. All right, we're in the start of the 4th end here.
Start of the 4th end with a tied game. Looks like they were going for a guard, but
It looks like it's going to be a little like...
yeah, ice just didn't fall in their favor for that
yeah.
one. I don't know. Oh, no, there it goes. Linda just gave it a shove. Oh, so close. So tough when you're sweeping it that hard. You just don't get it.
Keep it warm, though.
Definitely keep it warm.
Actually, it's pretty warm out there. It is 41.4 degrees Fahrenheit in the ice shed.
Which probably sounds cold, and I think is actually warmer than outside right now.
Unless you're a curler, that sounds pretty good.
But it's actually pretty warm in here. You're moving around.
In the Bonspiel world, when we're playing this many games back to back, it stays pretty warm in the ice shed.
So Dan is looking for a tight corner guard here. Looks like it's just going to slip into the house.
Yep, looks pretty heavy.
Hang around just behind the tee line. Ooh, a little deeper than that even.
Terry sweeps it all the way to the 12.
Terry's calling for that center guard again. Score update on sheet D. Yellow took 1 point in the third end. That was all the excellent cheering we heard earlier. So it's 6-1. Looks like they're going to start mounting their comeback as well. 5 points is not necessarily insurmountable. I think it's achievable. think
They've
so.
got quite a few more ends to go. I mean, if it was the 7th end, we would
I mean, it
having
would be
different
tough.
conversations.
Still not impossible.
Definitely
Still
not.
mathematically possible.
You have 8 rocks.
You do have 8 rocks. So Diana's going to look to split the house here, draw behind the long red guard. Mark with his first shot.
And fun update, because there were a couple hog rocks in this game, Craig is now timing the sheet to make sure it is not the ice, but is indeed the players.
We very much love and appreciate all of our ice technicians' attention to detail here. They keep our ice very beautiful, very clean. very
Excellent
fast.
shot. Tucked it right behind that guard. Also, ice technicians always want to make sure that you are not blaming the ice.
Correct. Looks like Terry's going to draw down to this. So I play in a doubles league with, not with Bill, but I've played against Bill, and Bill has acquired a very, very good talent for drawing to the forefoot, which you do a lot in doubles league.
This looks a little heavy.
It's a little quick, but I think he's going to sit right down.
Yeah.
Oh, just a little quick.
Diana's going to try her best, but I think
Maybe I
it's gonna
cursed
sit
him
in
by
the
saying
back.
that. So Diana's looking to draw down to this rock. Oh, nope, maybe split the house. Let's see. A little discussion.
A little team skipping here.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna split the house out. Keep some good separation on the rocks. Kind of force red to keep picking away at the yellow stones. There's a guy kneeling on A.
What?
Oh, never mind. The person on A was like kneeling on the sheet.
This looks, it might slow down here. Yeah, they're going to sweep it right.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Will they get third? Ooh, looks like they're still fourth.
Well, they're third and
Third,
fourth.
third and fourth, yeah.
But yeah, that
Didn't get second.
that red in the back's definitely second.
Yeah.
Very spirited warm room here on a Friday night. It is packed with curlers and curling enthusiasts.
From, a variety of age groups, too.
For sure.
You can count the single digits years to the many digits years.
All right, so they ticked off of the yellow, and that has red sitting 2-3.
Dan's going to look to get rid of that stone.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Here's Bruce's shot. Jana bring the sweepers on pretty early for line. Looks like they're gonna catch it inside. Oh, the jam. Oh, but it rolled away. So they lose a yellow, but they keep the shooter in the process, so they're still sitting 2 and under cover. Not a bad spot to be in right now. They're lined up pretty nicely, so it's going to be pretty hard for Terry to get him. He might have to take his own guard out of the way. So he's going to draw a guard somewhere right along the center line here. Linda's shot. A little narrow. Sweepers are gonna hold on to it for as long as they can. Oh, and a little late too. Oh, this is gonna be a tough one. Good team shot there. The sweepers carrying it over the hog line. A little bit longer guard than they were looking for, I think. Still closes that line up. Not sure they quite want it right now. So Diana's going to look to draw behind that, stack some rocks up here so that Terry can't draw around in there, can't promote anything back into those 2-shot Yellowstones.
Tuck behind nicely.
It is. Look at this shot. Great sweep from the dads.
Good shot.
Right on the center line.
Yep. That
Closes
right.
that drop path down. Gives them sitting 3 now.
Terry's thinking the hit and roll.
That makes sense right now. I don't think that drop path was there anymore. I think Dana did a good job closing it up.
Might be able to squeeze something by, but I think the hit and roll is definitely the safer shot.
Yeah, I feel like it's tough to roll. You have to roll kind of shallow though.
Right.
Right, to get to stay in the forefoot.
Yeah, it's definitely sitting.
Is that looking at the? He's looking at the draw.
I mean, there is a drop
Oh,
out.
nope, there it goes. So he's gonna look for the hit and roll. Yep.
It's just not an ideal drop out.
He's starting to run out of stones a little bit too. So they're looking for a hit and roll coming from the
Linda
inside. Yep.
Certainly made crazier shots than this.
Oh, certainly. A little bit of team discussion working out the particulars.
I mean, I think the hit and roll is the shot.
I think so. I mean, you'd have to, otherwise you have to start getting rid of the guard.
It's going to have to be a
There's
funky,
too much in the way.
kind of a funky roll. It's pretty far in front of the tee, but I mean,
I think it's hard to get to though. If he hits and rolls and puts a stone there, I think it gets a little tricky for Diana to try to pluck it out. Here's Linda's shot. Oh, Linda's calling him on right away. So a little narrow on the broom. Looks like they might catch the outside of the Yellowstone here.
yep.
So they do get rid of it. But they also roll the shooter away instead of rolling it into the house, which is what they were looking for.
It does open up that entire side of the house, though.
I don't know. How do you feel about playing from the center out to the sides like that? I feel like that can be tough.
It's rough, especially if that's the first time you're trying it is on Vice Rocks.
That's true. I don't think they've played that shot at all
Yeah,
this game.
if you'd tried it a little earlier and had some better idea of what was going to happen.
So Diana's going to look to close down some opportunities here. Setting 3 is definitely not a bad place.
Got to be just a little bit in the 8-foot to be in a scoring position, which I think with this weight, it's definitely gonna
And even if
happen.
they're a little high, right, they get a decent guard out of it.
For sure. I think this is going in though. I think it's going to get a nice little curl on here and close up this drop path.
And doesn't really leave them anything to hit and roll, which is
No.
really, really good.
That was a really nice shot. Good call, good shot. If you're thinking there's a draw path on the other side, there's a high guard up in front that's blocking that.
Yeah, it is a high red guard. I guess you could try maybe a goofy tap back, but I feel like you risk just knocking a yellow.
That would have to be a really specific weight.
It would. It would.
Yeah, with the house cameras, I've known when I've watched webcasts, I'm like, but look, there's
I know,
something right there.
You're like, there's a thing right there.
But yeah, there's 2 red guards up in front at like a 1 and a 1.5 kind of. Oh, you can see them now.
Julie's got a perfect view on here for us. So they're looking at a double here. It might leave the red shooter open, but they're trying to at least pop 2 of these yellow stones out and take 4 down to 2 at least.
Terry has had a couple hits in this game.
He has, yeah. And they've called these the hits closer to center line quite a lot, so I think they'll have a good feel for it. Looks like a score update on sheet C. Red took 1 in the 4th. So now that leaves red up 4-2.
Last rock of the 4th end coming to rest on D, and it is going to be a hefty score for red.
Oh. And Terry's stone here is moving quite quick on B. Looks like they're just going to catch,
No,
ouch, just
a
by
little
it.
too
Just by it. That's a tough one.
We will update the score on D when they hang it, but I believe I saw at least 5 rocks.
I
in
did
the
see
house.
several red rocks. Sometimes the inches don't quite fall your way. So a little team pondering over here on B. Diana's talking to her dad Bruce and her vice Odessa. Looks like
Dad
they're going
Bruce
to go
is
for a
also
card.
the coach of the juniors
Dad
team,
Bruce is
so
also the coach of the juniors team. So sage advice.
him weighing in is not going to be out of the ordinary.
Great.
I think they're just looking to put one up front.
It's too high. Lots of sweep early on here. I think they're okay.
Yeah,
I think just a little ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, they might have gotten caught on the sides here.
Oh, get it over. They need it to move
Get it.
a little bit.
Just over.
All right, it's
Always tough playing on the edges.
I mean, it does do what they needed, which is cover up that path a little bit. Big score on D. It is 12-1.
So Terry's going to look to this double again, bringing the ice in a little bit. He does have to cross over that Yellowstone just a bit to get the double on both. He at least noses this. Oh no, they still get 3 if he noses. Let's see. Lots of weight on this one. No sweeping.
He's got something. I got one.
Wailed on one, but rolled away a little bit. Diana's going to look for her last shot here. Look to make a draw in. As long as she gets a few inches of the 8-foot circle there, she'll have 4. Diana's taking another look at the shot, getting ready to go.
And there's some high guards up there. She's got to weave a little bit.
Yeah, does have some stuff to work around. All right, here's the shot. Mark and Bruce on very early. Moving this hard all the way.
Mark and Bruce, both incredibly powerful sweepers when they need to be. Diana pitching in. They need to get that.
And it looks like just...
I don't think it's going to be there.
No,
I think that
still
one's
3
back.
though.
Yeah, for sure.
So pretty decent weight, maybe a little narrow on the line. Still 3 for yellow here at the end of the 4th end. That'll leave us at 6-3. And Mark will get set up for his first shot. Looks like Diana's going to look for a guard here. So she wants to close up that center line. Oh, little team consultation, and they're going to draw into the house instead. So goal with that would be to not leave anything for red to draw behind.
Terry's calling for the takeout.
Line looks pretty good. Looks like a
It's pretty good there.
nice and smooth nose hit. Diana's going to look to trade that.
Always risky getting in these early hit games.
Yeah. The risk is flashing a hit.
You just missed one and changes the whole end.
No. Good move, though. If you're really, I mean, you know, when you're up, you really don't want too many stones in the house. You don't want too much to clog up that you couldn't hit your opponent back out. Looks like Mark's a little tight coming out of the hack. And I think they'll get it just fine. Right on the nose. Oh, little tiny roll to the center line.
All right, let's see if Pam can do it again. Oh, they're going to guard.
Oh, interesting.
Very interesting call. Not quite sure what the strategy is here on this.
That's what I was just thinking. I mean, I guess if you put yours in front, right, you can get a tap back later.
I guess that is a strategy.
Would be a strategy. Typically, we would see a team with hammer at this point looking for corner guards and kind of leaving that yellow alone. Terry did do that earlier. I think this has a bit more weight, though.
Might tap this back a
I
little
think
bit.
so.
Diana ready to
Come
sweep around
right
rock.
to it.
Oh, it's going to sit right in front of it.
Right in front of. Oh, they did get that center guard. And it is not biting, so Diana cannot take it out. It's still safe. She can't take it out yet.
Diana looking to put some rocks on the outer ring.
Splitting the house always a good plan.
They've had pretty good luck with sinking some on the outside.
Right.
For using them later.
So with a good healthy sweep, they're going to bring this one just even with their shot stone. Terry's going to look to take it out. He doesn't like it. Score update on sheet A. Looks like yellow took 2 points in the fifth end. So that brings them up 6-3. Sticks are us to no idea. Back on B. Got Diana looking for another draw.
Rocks will start to move.
Oh, that's moving an awful lot. Was that a guard?
That is a lot of curl on that rock. Gotta bump that red one.
Luckily not take it out. They'd have to put it back otherwise.
And neither rock touching paint there.
No, no. Those are some deep, deep corner guards. We'll C and D have quite a few rocks in the house as well. It's going to be interesting to see what the scores are in those two sheets.
Yes.
We have Bill lining up here. A little team consultation. They're going to look to, yeah, looks like they're going to look to make that promote on their red. Knock out the yellow behind it.
Does it say promote to knock out the yellow? Is that
I think
the
so, but
plan?
it looks like it's hanging rather wide.
Yeah, they're going to
Oh,
split
dear.
these guards.
Yeah.
I mean, technically their red is counting now.
It is.
And
It
it
is.
did-
They lost the shooter.
It did open that up,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm not sure that
I
was
think
what they wanted
Diana's still
do.
going to try to draw behind onto the sides here for right now. So Dessa with her shot. Bit of sweeping. Line looks pretty good.
Just trying to sneak it in the side there.
Yeah, I think they're trying to they were trying to draw behind the bit of cover there. Looks like they didn't quite get as much curl as they were looking for.
Comfortably shot rock.
Definitely. Still sitting 1-2.
Can I just say Lauren and I have the best husbands? Both of them have brought us cookies during this webcast.
They're truly the best. Scoring update here on sheet C in just a moment as we finish up Linda's shot. Nice hit on the yellow and a little roll to the inside. Still, that stone's still in the open. So Diana's going to look to take advantage of that.
Do her own little hit and roll.
And on sheet C, it was 3 points for yellow in the fifth end. Brings us to 5-4. So they've just pulled ahead of red. That is a close game on C.
Sweepers on. Needs to curl just a little bit. She's looking to hit that on the inside.
I thought she was trying to hit and roll just to the outside a bit, under cover.
That works.
That's not a bad spot.
No, that's pretty good.
Sitting 2. Terry's going to go for that shot stone.
It is pretty out in the open.
It is wide open. But he doesn't have a whole lot of options to roll under cover here.
You can get a little bit of roll to the side, but I don't know how you hit that at the right way.
Sweeping right away.
It is curling right out of her hand.
She can skinny by that red. Let's see.
I think they're right.
Yeah, I do. They've still left the yellow open though.
The game on sheet D, I think every rock is in play.
Oh goodness. Oh my goodness.
I can't confirm that, but there's a lot of rocks in play.
I don't see any rocks in the back of the house. So I think that might be true. Let's see, we'll get a look at it here in a second. Yeah, here's a quick peek on,
Quick peek over on D, just to
quick
see
peek,
the amount of
just to illustrate. And there's, in front of where all those stones are, there's actually 2 more guards out in front of the house that you can't see on that view. That is an exciting end. They still have another shot.
They definitely are a go big or go home game over there.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
All right,
So back on B.
We will let you know what happens on D.
Dana's getting ready for her first shot here.
I think she's just looking to draw.
I think so. Just draw around under cover. I mean, a guard at this point isn't the worst thing.
Yeah, if they guard that.
Leaving a double's not great, but
something near the center would be great. They may have called that as the guard. Well, I'm not sure which one is third shot here.
looks like it's still red.
Looks like it's still red. Our camera angles are a little funky, so can't always tell.
And that's tough to get rid of. They're pretty close together, pretty lined up.
Yep. Could slam it, but it's going to jam.
Yeah. She's still not quite done. Get a little bit more team consultation going on as they get ready for their shot. Same thing over on B. Got Linda and Terry trying to work out here what they can get rid of and what they want to hold on to.
We're gonna watch this last rock on D, just because this is a kind of unusual end here.
It looks like they're trying to. I don't know.
There are so many rocks.
I thought they were trying to promote, but I don't see what rock they're trying to promote.
There are just a lot of rocks in play here, more so than you can even see on this house cam.
You see the rock. You'll see the rock on the left-hand side here.
Push that.
Oh darn! I think they were trying to promote to at least cut red down here.
Not quite
Just
enough,
a hair late.
but that was an impressive amount of rocks in the house.
It was. It was.
All right, we'll go back to B.
Back on B, Terry is getting lined up after some good consultation. It looks like he's opting to either draw or promote that red right there.
I think they're going for the promote. That would be pretty narrow for a drop.
It was pretty narrow for a drop path, but I missed Linda setting it up, so. A little tap on a red.
Well, whether the shot was a promote or not.
Ooh, that's a quick. Oof.
It's hard to get that promote weight right.
It is. It can be.
But technically he did promote it. All right, and I think Diana's just gonna draw.
That makes sense at this point. You don't want to interfere with anything you have going on in front of the tee line.
Right. Yeah, we've got 3 right now.
Worst case scenario is she guards up, right? Just closes down the draw path. So
Correct.
little light, that's okay.
I mean, they still have that promote there, but you can't block every shot.
No, and it almost gets too risky, right? Like, because you don't want to try to get rid of that red and then have something crazy happen.
Right.
And she's playing a steal right now anyway, so.
So on D, I think they have reached the unique situation of running out of scoreboard.
I do believe that might have happened.
So they might be choosing not to hang the score, or they ran out of scoreboard.
Right.
Either
I hope
way,
that they're enjoying their 6th end now that they've just started either way.
I think they're playing rocks back.
All right, so Terry's gonna take a look at his options for our hammer shot here. Try to find himself, looks like he's going for a draw here. Try to find himself at least a point.
I mean, there is a drop out there, but it is skinny. But it is there.
Stones away, sweepers all over it. That is looking a little light.
Yeah, if they can, and it's curling already, so if they can control that, but yeah, I think it's going to end up too late here. And it comes to a rest in the guard zone.
And that's, see the Vices take a look here.
It's at least 3 for yellow. Again, those outer ones are hard to tell on a camera.
They are tricky. I'm gonna take a look at this, these outside stones, make a decision. It can be tough too. Looks like they're gonna move. Oh, they're moving everything.
So
They did decide something. Yellow's got 3 in the 5th end. Bring that score to 9-3. Coming into 6.
Oh, I believe they did do handshakes on D, and they are now doing their tiebreaker shots.
Oh, their last stone draws.
So in pool play, they are doing tiebreaker shots. So depending on where your rock lands, you get X amount of points. And if there is a tie in your pool, that's how it will be decided who goes to what event.
And how many people do they have shooting from each team?
Everybody.
Oh, okay.
Everybody gets to shoot from each team. And you do get sweepers. And as soon as the rock comes to rest, they'll decide the score for it and remove it so that you're not shooting around obstacles.
More of like a dart score here, right, than a, ooh, look at that draw.
That was on D. Lauren was kind of.
Sorry. Got a little excited.
And I am actually not entirely sure how much the points are, but they have a little worksheet they fill out.
Yeah, it looked like a scale from like -1 to 8. If you either miss the house all the way to hitting the button.
And
Or hitting the pin, really. It's back on B.
This is the first year that Cherry Blossom has done pool play.
It is.
We have usually done a traditional bracket. There are advantages to both, I believe.
Yeah, it can be nice, especially for our visiting teams. In pool play, you get kind of a schedule in advance, so you at least know we're doing 14 pools, so you at least know your first 3 games.
The disadvantage would be you don't know. You tend to get some uneven pools where you have some really strong teams versus some more probably beginner teams, and you get some blowout games.
And it can be hard to even score the teams in a pool, especially when there's this many teams in a pool. So back here on B, Mark's looking for a draw right into the house here.
So this will be
It's
the
gonna come
last
right
pool
out the
play
back.
game for these teams.
Yes,
I
that is
believe there's
correct.
another draw tonight, and I think one in the morning
Yes.
that are still pool play. And then somebody gets to do an awful lot of math.
Yes, to determine what happens in the events after that.
Our Bonspiel coordinator does have a master's degree in statistics.
Yes.
So I think she'll be all right.
I have faith in her. I have faith in her anyway.
But, you know, because there needed to be more math in curling, we went to the pool play format.
So Terry's looking for a guard here. He really, really wants, he wants something he can start hiding some stones behind.
And this
That
is
rock's gonna hit the T line. Come back a little
sink right
farther.
on the outside.
Yeah. Dana's gonna, let's see.
I think she's sitting
Looks like
right
she's
on
gonna
that.
ignore it for now.
Nope, she's gonna.
Yeah, she's gonna ignore that for now.
Oh no,
Bring her
I
up
think
to the top 8.
Sure,
Nope.
I think she's taking it out.
Okay, she changed.
I mean, they're up
you're right.
6 points, so I think their entire strategy is going to be just to get as many red rocks as they can out of play and start the mathematical game.
Here's Bruce's hit.
Again, more math in curling.
Lots of math.
This is why we have so many smart curlers. You have to be good at math.
We like to think so.
Oh, I know so.
Nice hit from Bruce. Leave a Yellowstone sitting right on the T line, right on the side of the 12-foot circle here. And Terry and his team having a little consultation to decide which direction they want to go next.
And he's going to put one out
Look
front.
for a guard. Yeah, nice center guard. really, I guess he really just at this point has to protect anything he can,
Yeah, they need
knowing that Diana's going to come after anything he puts in.
right.
So.
They need rocks.
Yeah.
So still in free guard zone. So if they can get a couple
Oh,
guards,
they got to sweep that.
I think it's over.
They get it well over, right to the center line.
Yeah, take advantage of this free guard zone roll.
Absolutely,
and get some
yeah.
of their rocks in play.
Diana's going to look for that draw again.
She's counting the number of rocks to see if she can take it out. I think
It
she
can
decided she can.
It can be tricky when it's
think-
it's 5.
I think that was the 5th rock, so I
Yeah.
think we're on the 6th rock now.
Right. And
Again.
doubles can sometimes be confusing because you can't hit anything early on. So you can't even hit stones in the house. So then you're always trying to count the rocks.
Again with the math.
So much math. A little narrow, but the sweepers are holding it as best they can. They still get a piece of it.
I think they're going to get a little chunk of it here.
Oh,
they
jammy
might
jam.
lose theirs, though.
They do. Everything goes in
and
this
everything goes out. There is a random red rock in the back behind the house that is technically still in play.
It's hanging out. It's just waiting for its friends.
That back corner is very well guarded.
Oh, yes. Here's Bill's second shot. Looks like it's going to make its way into the rings here. Diana's going to give it a push, try to bring it back out the back of the house.
It's going to sit comfortably in the 12-foot.
It looks like Sheet D has wrapped up for the night. That's a win for 6 sheets to the north. They really played with the lingo in that one. 6 sheets. It's like Susie's shells, she shells. I can't do that.
She sells
I
seashells by
can't
the
do it.
seashore.
It's too many S's.
The S ones are hard. I was always good at the Peter Piper one.
Diana's looking to clear out this red in the back of the house. Leave nothing behind. Bruce and Marker, heads down.
They're holding that line.
They are.
It's going to catch it.
Take a little roll, and it's still got a
Oh.
little bite of the 12-foot there.
A little shocking Terry didn't try and sweep that up.
Great advantage of curling is win or lose, you can still share a nice beverage of any variety with your opponents after the game. And here, always snacks.
Always.
We're always eating. We love it.
I had no idea about the food situation at Bonspiel's when I first started curling.
Right?
And so I showed up to my first Bonspiel and I brought some snacks. No clue that literally you just eat the entire weekend.
It's fantastic. I mean, you have to stay warm on the ice somehow.
Little did I know.
Sweeping helps, but, you know.
What we're doing, motion's going to work out well.
Here's Linda's shot. Pam and Bill are going to give it a good solid sweep. They're going to see if they can't freeze it down to this yellow in the back of the house.
I think it's going to sit nicely. It's going to freeze
That's a
right
nice
on there.
shot.
Double them out.
Still some room to get it moving, but that is a tough shot out of the side of the sheet like that.
However, I think Diana's going to be okay losing her yellow.
Probably right. Negotiated loss at this point.
I think they're just playing the numbers game, and eventually math will kick in. The warm room is getting really hopping here on the Friday night
Good time.
with coming out to watch the games, enjoy a beverage.
The warm room's also, of course you can't see it because it's behind the cameras you're looking at, but beautifully decorated by several members of our club. Lots of different cherry blossom themed decorations and lights and Christmas lights and all sorts of different stuff.
All right, she got it out.
Oh, she did pick that
Yeah,
out.
she picks that right
Odessa with the pick. Getting rid of the red, keeping the yellow. Terry's going to look to repeat that shot, draw back down to that Yellowstone. Maybe get a wee bit closer this time so he can get some backing out of it. Scoring update, quick update on C. 1 point for red in the 6th end. Takes them 6-5. No, oh, sorry, 1 to tie. 5-5.
Yeah, tied at 5.
And Linda's shots following the same path, but a little bit quicker this time.
I think it's going to bounce that
A little
yellow.
tap. So it's still got some backing out of the Yellowstone. And it looks like Diana and Dessa are going to go after this again.
Here, again, this is okay.
So Diana's lining up for a shot. She's going to look to remove this red again.
It's going to do something. And it does not get it totally out of play.
No, a little jam on the back yellow.
It sits right in front of
Leaves
it.
them sitting shot. Yep, exactly. And looks like Linda and Terry are going to draw right down to that. So Linda's going to hold the broom. Terry's going to take a nice draw.
Slight discussion.
It's a good point to take a few minutes, and maybe not a few minutes, at least a minute. Think about what you're looking at.
I don't know how many options they have here.
No, because they do want to remove the yellow, but to remove the yellow, they're going to have to roll open,
Right.
and they'll be behind the tee line.
They're just drawing to it. This looks like a lot of ice for trying to chip it out. So I'm guessing
Yeah, I
this
think
is
they
a
were
draw.
just going for the draw again. I think Terry was taking a look at it, but I mean, I would think you'd probably have to hit it so little of it that you would roll your shooter anyway, and then you've left Diana a hit to take out the red in the back. So just a draw here makes sense.
Ryan, if you take off this, that's fine.
Pam and Bill are bringing this one all the way down the sheet. Still looking a hair light. So that'll end up just halfway into the 12-foot. Not quite enough to get them a shot. Yellow's still shooting a shot, so Diana's going to look at splitting the house here. Draw a Yellowstone to the other side. Oh, little change to the shot. Considering a hit and roll off of the that top 12-foot red stone that Terry just placed.
Control. Why don't you throw control?
A score update on sheet A. Red took 2 in the 7th. So that brings them up to a tie at 6-6. Coming home. That's a good game. That's real close coming home.
I like the close games, except for when I'm playing in them.
They are more fun to watch.
I like to watch the close games.
Right.
They're very nerve-wracking to be in the middle
That's
of.
been a very back and forth game. Diana's shots coming down the ice here. Sweepers are heads down.
Curling nicely.
I wonder if it was a little tight.
Yeah, she kind of wanted to hit it on the
Right,
side. It looks like
right.
it's just going to nose. That is not what they wanted to do. Diana not looking very pleased with herself.
So leaving red sitting 1 in the back of the house. They're going to look at possibly drawing down to the yellow.
This is hammer, right?
It is hammer, isn't it?
So they really just need to be full 12-foot to score.
You can really go either way. Whichever side makes you happiest.
So red starting to mount their comeback here.
I think so. It looks like it.
Talking like here. Those reds. Play this yellow.
Here's Terry's last shot. Looking to sit 2.
Sweepers on it right away.
Can't do a whole lot to hurt it here if you think you're a little light.
Right,
You
yeah,
have
it's
to
just gotta
get,
be-
yeah, you have to get to the inside of that 12-foot circle.
And it looks light, light, light.
Just a little light, yeah.
It's going to end up as a guard, leaving red 1.
So red will take 1 in the 6th. Oh, wait.
Yep, we're in
6th,
the
right?
6th.
Yeah, we're in the 6th end. I know how to count.
Counting is hard.
Little discussion about that stone, I don't know.
And
Oh, and it looks
there
like
are
we have handshakes
here
on B. So yellow will take that one. And they'll be setting up for their last stone draws yet here.
Let's check in with A. If I'm tall enough to hit the button here.
Yeah, can you hit?
A or C?
Let's check in with A.
Check in with
they're
A, because that's close
tied.
and they're coming home right now. So take a second just while the camera scooch.
We only have full sheet cameras on sheet B, but we can kind of sometimes cheat a little bit and push them
Right.
over to A.
Do our best.
We do have
our
house
best.
cameras on all of our sheets.
So we're looking at right now, let's see. We're just about halfway through this end.
Going to A because they are in their 8th end. Sheet
They're
C
tied.
is only in their 7th end.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
case
A
you were
is
wondering.
tied. Right now they're looking at, there's actually a yellow stone at the top of the house here. It looks like they're looking to push back.
Again, this is a team of entirely stick curlers, proving that anybody.
And they got their tap back. They're going to take out that back yellow and sit 2 with a little coverage. At least coverage on the stone on the side. Maybe not coverage on the middle stone. So red's going to look to take that stone out.
Ice Crew's getting a jump here, already prepping sheets B and D
They're the best kind of
for
people.
finishing their games a little bit early.
Red looks like they're going to get a nice hit right on the nose. It's a nice shot. I think yellow's going to come after. I don't think Rob's going to leave that one there if he can avoid it. So sheet A in the Yellowstone is Sticks R Us
Out of Potomac.
out of Potomac.
Or do we know where the other?
It's,
Team
let's
is from?
see, we don't have it in front
Oh
of
wait,
us.
we do.
Oh, we do have it in front of us. So the Redstones are No Idea.
Somebody thought of this and gave us a sheet with all of these things on it. They are out of Racine, Wisconsin.
Ah, friends from Wisconsin.
We have quite a few Wisconsinites here,
They're the best type. I'm married to one, so I'm biased.
as am I.
That's true. We're incredibly biased.
Although I'm from Illinois, so I'm biased the other way.
Yeah, but you have good pizza.
Best pizza.
It's fantastic. So red is going to look. Where'd they go? Can't see it. There they are. Looks like they're looking to hit this other Yellowstone out. Oh, maybe not. There was vigorous sweeping, but I think they lost the line on it. They're going to go just past it, hang around in a 12-foot circle.
So just for fun, here are some of the fun places that teams are from.
Ah, yes.
Here at the Cherry Blossom Bonspiel. So in terms of Wisconsin, we have Racine and Wauwatosa. In terms of Ottawa, Canada, we have Ottawa Hunt and Golf Club representing 3 teams here, as well as a player from the Granite Club out of Ottawa.
Ah, yes.
Lots of East Coast teams, Bucks County, Curling Club of Virginia, Diamond State, which is a newer curling club, so we're happy to see them coming out.
They're out of New Jersey?
Delaware.
Delaware, all right.
And they've only been around, I want to say like a year or 2.
Oh, fantastic.
They're still really new, curling on arena ice, trying to get started up there. So
I'm
we're
so proud of them.
happy to see them joining our Bonspiel. Norfolk, Philly, Pittsburgh, Plainfield. A team from San Francisco. They usually send at least one team out to the
That's
Cherry
awesome.
Blossom. We've had quite a few. I played on a San Francisco team one year here at Cherry Blossom because unfortunately their 4th broke their foot or something.
Oh, dear.
A couple weeks before the Bonspiel, and I knew 2 of the players on their team and got a call.
Well, that's good.
It was super fun.
That's really fun.
Schenectady Triangle's pretty well represented here with 3 full teams and 2 half teams. Also a newer club.
Also a newer club, yeah. They've been traveling an awful lot the last few years. I've seen them a lot at the 5 and unders. So
They are doing really well. Well, they have dedicated ice now, and I think their club's growing to really respectable numbers.
I'm hoping I can get down there. They have a couple good Bonspiels now. I'm hoping I can get down there sometime.
I have yet to get down there too. Maybe we should go.
Sounds like a good plan. I have to go to Buck still too.
Oh, they have a brand new warm room. It's
Exactly.
really nice.
I've heard a lot about the new warm room.
They spent a lot of money on it, and it shows because it's wonderful. I was there in the fall for the big Bonspiel.
Yes. So Red, I think, was looking to make a hit on that one,
Didn't
but
quite get
went a
there.
bit outside of the desired line. Luckily, didn't cause any bigger problems. So, always good when your miss doesn't make your life worse. Got Howard and Rob having a little chat down here about which way they want to go next. This is really tough because you're really fighting this tied game like this. You're really fighting tooth and nails for that 1 point.
Right.
And yellow will have hammers that will give them the advantage on this one. So Rob's got to try to figure out how to put enough stones in the way that he can still be sitting one.
Howard's
Or
about
sorry.
as experienced of a curler as exists
Yes.
anywhere in the world of curling. And his front end is now curling at Potomac, but formerly of Chesapeake.
They were, yes. We do very much like our friends down at Chesapeake, though I think their ice is out already.
Correct.
I
Yeah,
think
they
they're
have
wrapping up here.
They have
So
a really short season,
they do.
but always host a good party.
Oh, yes. And I enjoy that club because it's 3 sheets, which is kind of unusual.
And very low
So,
ceilings.
low ceilings.
I feel so tall when I'm there. And from Potomac, it's a pretty short drive, so
It is.
we always like to have a good representation over it.
Yeah, we like to see
at
our friends
Chesapeake.
down there. Though we always seem to go down there during the winter. We should probably go down to the Chesapeake Bay in the summer,
Like the beach.
like when there isn't a foot of snow on the ground.
For those of you who don't know, the eastern shore of Maryland, where the Chesapeake Curling Club is primarily a beach resort area.
It's very beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yes, lots of cute little towns.
Adorable little shopping. During the winter, let's just say it's not as lively.
It is cold.
And in the summer, it's packed out there. And in the winter, there's a very small but important dedication of people who run the Chesapeake Curling
Yes,
Club.
and they're all wonderful.
I did book a beach vacation to Ocean City. Going in
That
July.
sounds a lot of fun.
Going in July. Gotta book
Yeah.
early.
Yeah, we haven't done the classic Ocean City trip yet.
I really like skee ball and mini golf, and they are
Love
in
mini golf.
abundance
Yes.
in Ocean City. If you like mini golf and skee ball, that is a town for you.
It is the nice thing about curling ending for a few months is we can all take a break and play all the other goofy things that we don't have time for during curling season.
I heard people golf,
I think mini golf's the way to go.
but yeah, I'm terrible at mini golf, so I don't even want to know how I'd be at regular golf.
Have you been to Top Golf?
No.
It is worth it. It's normal golf, but it's like a video game. And it's like 3 stories tall. And there's a lot of food.
I can't even say I know like the rules of actual golf. But funny enough, curling, rumored to be invented by the same people who perfected the golf idea.
I mean, you got to
They
do
needed-
something during the winter.
They needed something to do in each season. All right, Red is sweeping hard here, trying to get that rock.
Really
in the
trying to get that draw out.
house. I don't think it's going to come up a little
No,
short.
and that was I think, their last stone. So
That was their last stone.
handshakes here on A.
Congratulations to the Sticks Are
Sticks are us. So after a very hard-fought game, Yellow will take that one. And we are going to switch over to Sheet C, who has just started their 8th and final end.
Sticks Are Us, proving you can curl for a long time.
Oh, absolutely. Curling isn't just for kids.
And be just as competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Again, our cameras are only on B, so sorry for the funky
Yeah,
angle.
get a little bit of a side angle over here.
We're cheating a little bit.
And once we get into the house, we'll have a decent overhead once we're there. So we have red sweeping real hard to get a draw behind this yellow guard. They won't quite make it.
Looks like in the 7th end, yellow did score. So
They
are
did.
up by 1 going into the 8th. And this game is My Mom Says I'm Cool, which is a team out of Philadelphia. And China, New Jersey Margaritas from Plainfield, Potomac.
What's a China, New Jersey margarita?
I don't know, but it sounds delicious.
Doesn't it?
So the Margarita Curling Club is a thing. And I do know that their skip, Tupper, is part of the Margarita Curling Club.
Okay, I see.
So while it does say Potomac, he is also part of the Margarita Curling Club.
He is, yeah. So there's a fun mix of curlers there.
And our friends from Philly, these are folks that have been to Potomac many times and are regulars at our Bonspiels.
That's a fun club to go to, too. I was just there this past fall. Nice little two-sheet club. They also put on a great party. And their club has heat on the ice. It was really nice. So even when it was cold, it was still warm.
Yeah, that's our problem, is we're a little too far south for the ice heaters, where we only really have a week or two that it's frigid out there.
Right.
Although I know they talked about it once.
So red's got a bit of a draw, but it's still out in the open. Yellow's going to look to... Oh, they debated hitting it out, but it looks like they're going to avoid that shot for right now. They're going to take a draw around the other side. See if they can't sit a shot rock. That looks a little tight on the line. Oh, way tight on the line.
So there actually is one more draw tonight, I believe.
There is one more draw tonight.
It's a very late draw. We are already past my bedtime. But I figured it's Friday. And I took a nap.
That was good preparation.
So if red scores 1, we have a tie, so they really need to get 2. There are a lot of guards up there. If they can sink one behind, they're in decent shape.
There are quite a few guards up there. So they're trying this sideline here. The yellow is just going for. Looks like they got the rock out a bit wider. Looks like a pretty good shot. Just a little light, but the line's all there. Skip jumping into sweep now. They're going to dig real hard on this one, and they're going to sit 2.
Yeah, I think it's gonna sink
And that
behind
stone
nicely.
is nicely undercover. That's going to be tricky now.
All right, let's see what Topper's going to do here. He's going to try and promote through that port. That looks a little tricky.
That's interesting. So kind of a slash almost.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but
If we've learned anything, nothing is impossible.
it's going to require some finesse.
Some are just more probable than others.
So over on A, we can't see it right now, but what we're doing, since it is pool play, as a tiebreaker, what the teams will do after their third game is they're going to each do a shot to the house, and then based off of where it lands, there are points-based values, and that results in our tiebreaker for the tournament.
So they back on C, they did not make that slash. It pushed a rock out of play.
They hit it a little too far over.
So red's going to try and block this draw path.
They got a couple good upsides on this side.
Yeah, I mean, really, wherever it lands on this line is going to be fine.
Looks like they're going to get a high guard out. Ooh, they're going to work it. They
sweep
got to work
sweep
it over that
sweep it.
hog line.
Get it over.
And
It's
just
over.
over? Oh, good.
It does block that draw path a little bit.
It does. Gives them a bit of a guard.
I think they wanted a little more than that.
All right, so yellow's going to try, looks like they're going to try to draw around this other side. Since red's closed up to one side pretty well. Ooh, lots of sweeping, a little tight on the line, a little light on the stone. Gonna bring it just to a guard. Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's tough.
Oh.
Man. Red's not one to back down. They really need at least the 2. No problem looking for 3.
I think if they can junk up this side.
Yeah, I think so. That, you know, even if they brush off that long guard, that red guard that's way up top, they're still going to close the line off.
That right side's pretty heavily jumped up.
I like this. The red vice is taking a good, like a calming, relaxing move here. Get herself ready. Shake all the tired out. So they're working this stone hard. It looks like they're clear around the guard. So now they just got to let it curl. It's moving pretty quick.
I think their vice has been curling as long as I have, because I think I've seen her at every year that I've played a 5 and under.
That's awesome.
So, if not, very close.
It is a really fun part of playing on the East Coast. We have a lot of sister, cousin, friend clubs, and we're fortunate enough to see all of our friends all up and down the East Coast, sometimes farther away from the East Coast.
You definitely get to know people and see them 2 to 3 times a year at the same Bonspiels, and I've gotten to know a lot of people from other clubs.
Yeah. It's just as fun to go out. You know, we did a spiel out in the Midwest, out in Detroit, and that was cool. We got to meet a lot of new friends.
That was a blast.
Yeah.
Well, if you make a spiel, a Harry Potter spiel, I'll probably
we're
show
there.
up.
We're automatically there.
We already have the outfits.
We have the outfits. All we got to buy is airline tickets. So yellow's pushing really hard to bring this stone in. Oh, it's just short.
It's going to bite, but not quite enough.
That is a tough one. That is a tough one.
So there's your spiel organizing tip. Make it a Harry Potter theme, and Lauren and I will bring a team.
At least 4 people will be there.
You will have 4 women from Potomac showing up.
You can even do a general nerd theme, because then we'll still show up as a Harry Potter team.
I have managed to make a spiel into a Harry Potter team, I think 4 or 5 times now.
It's worth it.
I have my good Harry Potter curling outfit. I got to make it last. But yes, I did a nerd theme. Somebody had like a geek
There was a nerd.
theme.
It was a geek nerd one that we made Harry Potter.
And then an actual Harry
An actual
Potter.
Harry Potter.
And then one year the Kaiser was school themed, which I'm a teacher, so I was like, that's
So you made a Harry
work.
Potter.
So we made it Harry Potter, obviously, because that's a school.
So red's just looking to take away any promote that yellow might be thinking about on this side. A little too risky to try to hit it out at this point, because they are sitting the 2 that they need to win. The 3 that they need to definitely win.
I think that's going to block it up nicely.
Yeah, I think they've junked it up pretty well. I think yellow's going to have a little think here. Try to figure out what they want to do.
Topper's got some sort of plan here. I'm just not entirely sure what it is.
I mean, I guess he still could run the red to the yellow. I don't know that he has anything on the other side. But a tough shot either way.
This guy's old school broom has
I love
been
it.
distracting the entire time. I'm like, people get very attached.
Ooh, they're looking at a draw path here.
I mean, there is a really very narrow kind of sideways draw path, and I think it is possible. But, like, the odds are not in your favor. But I'm not that good at physics, so maybe it's there.
I guess you could. Ooh. Here we we
Looks a little
go.
wide.
It is hanging out just a bit. Let's see. Here's the
Gonna
first one.
Pop that red.
Not quite what they were looking for.
It did open it up a little bit.
It
though.
did. It did.
So we got 3 rocks left to go in this draw.
Yep, and this will be Red Skip's first shot. So we're down to just a few rocks left. I think he's going to look to make sure he closes up everything he can find here. And we will still be covering the last draw tonight, the 10:45 draw. Just will be a little delayed. Had a few games run a little long, and then with the last stone draws we're doing at the end, those took a few extra minutes. But we will be back with those games. All right, so this is our third from last stone. Red's looking to block this line, and they are hammering it heads down all the way end to end, just trying to get this thing over the hog line.
I mean, this is sweeping for the win here.
And it looks like they definitely just made it over. I think it curled a little more than they wanted it to, but
yeah, I think
they did get a little coverage out of it.
I think they wanted that a little bit over.
Yeah. So yellow's going to have another look.
I mean, there's a path there. It's tricky.
This is tough because this is their last shot, and I don't, I feel like the most they can do is just get their one right now, which would, if they can hold on to one, they can win.
Yeah, I mean, there's a tick of that yellow one in the front, kind of a slash to.
Yeah,
get
you
it
could.
in. It's there. It's tricky, but it's there.
And hard on the line, hard on the sweep. Bring this guy all the way in. All the way super hard.
Curling hard. Oh, look at this.
And they're going to take
right
a little
through this
wick,
port.
no wick.
And
Sit
Julie's ready
right
to
on the
sweep.
back
Julie's
stone.
ready to sweep.
Oof.
Remember, red has
Where
to
are
get
they?
2.
So red's got one.
And they
Red's just got one.
and they need 2 to win.
And they do need 2 to win. They need their one to tie.
Wow. This took a very interesting turn.
So in the background, we're getting set up for our next draw here as we finish up on sheet C.
We will stick with you for this last rock because this just got very interesting.
It did. It did.
So I think they're going to try and do pretty much what they just did.
Yep, definitely follow it down. It's looking like a favorable move this time.
It's a little out there.
A little out. They're going to sweep it, sweep it, sweep it. Oh, but it's not curling.
It's got to curl back, and it doesn't look like it is.
Ooh, are they on the... No,
They're on
not
the-
quite on the yellow.
It's going to get a little tight,
Yeah.
but all right.
Not
so
enough.
This is a
So
tie.
this is going to tie it up. We are into an extra end on sheet C. Oh, just skip rocks for this, for the purposes of this Bonspiel, which is good, because these people are probably getting a little tired.
And I'm sure the draw that is already starting at 10:45
Yes.
would appreciate not having to wait any longer.
So they're going to get set up for skips rocks. So for skips rocks, the skip from each team throws 1 stone. They get 2 sweepers as normal, and closest to the pin wins it.
After these skips rocks, we will be switching over to the game on B, which will be Rogue One a Broom Shooter Story, a Columbus Potomac hybrid team, and Team Franklin from Triangle.
So since red scored, red will shoot first. They're going to line up their draw here.
And someone in the next draw has sushi pants, and that is adorable.
That is beautiful, especially for this spiel. And as soon as this is done, we'll switch you over to sheet B for the feature game for the 10:45 draw. We'll have a brief break in the middle just to reset our technical side. So sweeping really hard from red, really, really, really hard from red. Really fighting it all the way to the house, and it's going to be short. So they'll pull that out of the way. So yellow now has the easiest and hardest shot in curling, and they have to touch the paint to win.
Yes, definitely easiest / hardest. I have been in a game where that shot came down and it was missed, and we had a really rough night after that.
Yeah.
It took years to forgive that guy. I mean, we're still friends, but it's rough, man.
So they are also sweeping this all the way hard. I think we might go to Skips Rocks round 2.
We did last night.
Yes.
Fun fact.
All right, Skips Rocks round 2.
There was a game that went to double Skips Rocks, and it looks like we're doing that again.
Yeah. Interestingly, both Skips just shot 2 guards.
All right, so the team Rogue One, a Broom Shooter Story, is living up to their name and doing a broom shooter, which you are probably about to hear because it will be loud. A fun curling tradition.
What does help with that team, too, is they're all about the same height vertically. It can be trouble when you're of a different vertical disposition.
I had to stand on a chair once.
It's okay. There's no shame in it.
I was on a really tall team. And I'm not tall at all.
I played with a guy who is 6'4", and I am nowhere near 6'4". It was fun.
They made fun of me, and I had to stand on a chair for a broom shooter.
So red bringing down one more Skips Rock try.
They are
sweeping hard.
This one looks
got better weight.
A little better.
Yeah. I think they get a bite of the house here. Good, solid bite.
It's at least getting in the house.
This is a great shot. Nice top of the forefoot.
The other team cannot sweep, I believe.
They cannot. You're correct. Yeah, only your team can sweep your stone. Unlike in the games where your opponent can try to sweep you out of the back of the house, you cannot do that here.
So they'll decide on a position.
So they're going to make a quick measure here to take the exact distance.
When did we get a digital measuring thing?
That came from the mixed playdowns a couple weeks ago.
Right. I was here. And
yeah.
I never noticed that we used it.
Yeah, they use that. So in the competitive side, actually at the start of your game, you shoot a couple last stone draws to determine who has the hammer instead of flipping. Usually in leagues, we flip a coin to determine it. And then that's the same thing here in the mixed playdowns. The last stone draw also help determine tiebreaker situations.
Well, we got fancy.
We did get fancy. We went real high. It makes it a lot quicker though than trying to measure. You know,
I know some people
with a ruler.
had one, like, randomly.
Right.
We used them for, I don't know, fun, I guess.
Yeah.
So, Ice Crew is anxiously awaiting.
Patiently, anxiously, I think. Prepared, but patient.
They are ready to go as soon as this is done.
All right, here's yellow's last stone draw.
Looks a little heavier.
A little heavier, giving it a good clean at least. Now bringing the sweep.
This is going to be close.
This is going to be really close. This is great.
Really close.
This is excellent. Oh, it's just a little shorter.
I think red has it.
I think red has it.
Congratulations to the team.
And there's our handshakes. So great job, both teams. That was an excellent game to watch. Thanks for listening to that draw. We're going to take a quick break here to switch over our technical side, and we'll be back with you in just a few minutes for Sheet B for the 10:45 draw.